Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I find myself in my makeshift kitchen for a dehydrated meal camping recipe. Haven't done one of these for a little while, so I've been scratching my brain as to what to make this time. What's been going on? Yeah, pushed out that last video, which was my stormy day in the woods trying to set up my tarp, which was sort of a mixed success, but got quite a good response, and thanks very much for all the feedback with some great ideas, many of them of which I've adopted and further improved my tarp setup, which I'm actually going to go and try out this afternoon with my brother. What else has been going on? Still pretty much in lockdown. Things here in the UK are being relaxed a little bit with businesses opening and so on. Still no camping allowed, which is unfortunate, but being able to spend days out, which is good. I've started doing a bit of carving. I have made this spoon. This is my social distancing spoon. There you go. And also made that one. I'm quite pleased with them, really. It's great fun, just using an axe and then some carving Mora knives. And yeah, I'll give them a try out. Today I'm cooking a dish that is called Goan chicken vindaloo. Haven't made it before, so there's no rehearsal. I've got everything together, which I'll shortly go through, all the spices and ingredients. Probably a health warning. This is a recipe I reckon suited to the single camper who stays in a single person tent, or indeed someone that wants to get out of a relationship. There's quite a few quite pungent ingredients in this, but I think it'll be pretty tasty. So we'll move on and I'll show you the ingredients. Here we go then. All the work really is in the preparation for this recipe. There isn't really a complicated procedure once you've all got it measured out. So I'll just go through the ingredients, but I will list them in the description below. Spices to begin with. I've got some flaked dried chili, coriander seeds, clove powder, cinnamon stick, some cardamom pods, peppercorns, some cumin seeds and some mustard seeds, and I'm shortly going to dry roast those. I've got a whole bulb of garlic, and that's peeled, hence the health warning. I've got some assorted hot chilies. I'm not going to use all of those. I'm just going to throw in one or two. That's 3 red onions finely chopped. Some sugar, about a 2-inch piece of ginger chopped, some turmeric. That's 5 chicken breasts that I poached and then shredded. If you look back at my peanut chicken curry recipe, I'll show you the process for that. Some coconut cooking oil, some salt, tamarind paste and tomato passata. Tin chopped tomatoes. I don't know how many of those I'm going to use yet. I'm just going to see the consistency as I go on. Some unsalted cashew nuts. And some white wine vinegar. It doesn't matter if you use red wine or white wine vinegar. And finally, I've cooked and dehydrated 5 helpings of long grain rice. So the first thing I'm going to do is dry roast these spices. I think it brings out the flavour a little bit more. And after I've done that, I'm going to mix them with a couple of the other ingredients to make my curry base sauce. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I've got my blender and the pot. into this pot and put all of the garlic, all the ginger, right, there we go. So on it goes, and here we go for a blast. And there's the paste, which is the base of the flavour of this curry. So shall I, shan't I? God. Here we go. And this isn't even cooked yet. I'm sure it'll it'll smooth off as we go on. Blimey. One more thing that I maybe should have done at the beginning is added some blended and crushed cashews, so I'll just quickly do those now and add them to the base. So there we have the cashews now added to the rest of the blended spices. I'm not too bothered about mixing it up because it's all just going to go in together and mix up once we start putting everything together. It's not exactly Jamie Oliver's kitchen. I get a green screen. I actually like to do the onions so that they just get the odd toasty bit. I think that adds to the flavour a bit, so yeah, that's where I want to be. So now I'm going to add my curry paste that I made. Now to start making it a little less dry with some Tomato Passata. And goes the turmeric. And then I'm going to give it, I think, 2 tins of tomatoes. Do I, or don't I? And in with a little salt. Now, if when you're taste testing this as it goes on, you find that it's too sour, then don't be afraid to add sugar. Add it in small amounts and then just keep tasting it until it gets that little bit of sweetness that you're after. Okay. Final ingredient is the chicken. Again, remember the importance of shredding it up. If I do notice any big pieces once this is all finished, then I will make them a little bit smaller. So there it goes. Turn the heat down to very low now
and I'll just pop the lid on for about 10 minutes to let all those flavours blend, and then we'll begin dehydrating. So that's had about 15 minutes on a low heat. We'll take a look. Yeah, looks good to me. Quick taste test. I was a little bit worried about this before because it was very spicy. But I like spicy food. Here we go. Well, that's really a lot milder, but still got a lot of kick to it, which is great because the dehydration process will make it a lot milder. So, next stage, dehydration. Again, I'm going to use these plastic inserts because there's a lot of liquid and I don't want any leakage between the trays. The thing is, spread it out really thinly if you can. If it means you have to do 2 batches, then that's fine. Just keep what you're not using at the time in the fridge, and then do another batch when this is dehydrated. So that's 5 trays with a little bit left over. I'm actually going to set it to full volume, which is 70 degrees Celsius, and that might take some considerable time. Well, this has had now nearly 24 hours at full power, and I've been rotating the trays every so often, and once it got very hard I actually got the mixture out, turned it over to get this sort of rough side, and it's all very crunchy now and ready for the next stage. Important not to waste a single bit, it's all good stuff. So even if it gets to the sort of crumb level, get every little bit in there because it's so concentrated. I've actually had to move to a larger container. I've got quite a lot of mixture, which is great. I've weighed this container prior to loading the stuff in so that I can work out my portion size. So I've now got my mixture, and I've got my dehydrated pre-cooked rice, and I'm now going to weigh things out. The ideal helping size is about 130 grams really, I've worked out. 150, which I have been using, is really just been a bit too much on occasion. So if I measure out 70 odd grams of the curry mixture, there you go, and then make that up to about 130 with the rice. Good enough for me, and that's a good helping. I'll get 6 lots of that, 5 to store and 1 to try. Goan chicken vindaloo. Sounds like an order. Goan chicken vindaloo. I'll notice I've got this sugar here. When I was doing the sort of tasting as it was cooking, I actually thought it tasted all right and it wasn't too sour, so I left the sugar out. It's something that you can add if you feel like it after you've cooked it, if it is too sour, but it tasted pretty much all right to me. Right, I'll get on with bagging these up and we'll get ready for the taste test. So I've made 6 really good helpings, about 135 grams each of the Goan chicken Vindaloo. You'll notice I've left the tops of the bags open here. If there's any residual heat from the dehydration process, then it's really important that these don't start to condense. I noticed as I was bagging it up there was a few bits that were a little bit warm still, so I'm actually going to leave them overnight. It's 9:30 in the evening now. I'm going to leave them overnight in that open position, allow them to cool down fully before I seal them up and store them. Yep, always carry a balloon and a piece of wire, can't go wrong. Okay, it's time for the taste test. I've got my stove, I've got a pan and I've got my mixture. And as usual, I'll just show you what I do as far as quantities are concerned. And there. Can't beat the smell of burning arm hair. And here, I'm just going to cover this just so that a few bits are sticking out, and on it goes. I'm going to bring that to the boil, and once it's boiled just let it simmer for a minute before taking it off the heat and put it in the pot cosy. Right, so that's been simmering for about a minute. I'm going to put it in the pot cosy and leave it for about 15 minutes. So the 15 minutes is up and here we go, let's take a look. Wow. Well, it's certainly taken, yeah, mix that up a little bit and it's taken up all the water with just a little bit of sort of sauce left, which is good. Certainly smells good, kept nice and hot. I always think it brings these dehydrated curries especially to life if you pop a bit of butter in after the rehydration process and give that a mix up. pop that into a bowl. And it looks a really good sized helping. That was about 130 grams, including the rice. And you can see really what that butter's done. It's made it a lot more creamy. It's given it a sort of a shine, and it immediately looks even. I thought it looked pretty nice anyway, but it looks even more appetising. Good, let's get it in a bowl. I'd previously been doing about 150, 160 grams of mixture, and it's just been a bit too much. And that is, I think, just right. So here we go, Goan chicken Vindaloo. That makes me very happy. Again, I was worried about it being too hot because the sauce before I cooked it and dehydrated it blew the top of my head off. But that that is absolutely delicious. Yep, that's one for my cookbook. I'm just pleased I've got another 5 helpings of this, because this will be my go-to meal. So that's it, I'm going to get on with this. This is my lunch for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I do enjoy these recipe ones. If you've got any suggestions or how I could improve this, or any recipe suggestions, it'd be good to hear from you. Just subscribe. Please do subscribe, and put an alert on as well. I try to put out a video every couple of weeks. Sometimes if I have to go to work, which is rare at the moment, but I do, there might be a little bit of a gap, but I'm trying my best to get out a video once every 2 weeks. It really is a pleasure to be doing these, pleasure to know you all. Thank you for subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you again.